Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Brian Smith. Messed up. Luke Brian Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone is doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I am excited yet again because I have another extraordinary guest who is a holistic culinary coach and founder of a nonprofit, Hungry Foxtails, and a whole lot more. But without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Maggie Tamez. Did I say it right?
Yes, Tamez. Thank you so
Tamez.
much for having me, Lute. Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited. And I just want to say that I believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend a moment of your time with me in the history of your timeline here on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, I just want to extend my sincerest gratitude. Thank you very much for being here at this present moment. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. And thank you for inviting me. And honestly, like exposing me to all of the wonderful positivity that you are bringing to this world. I have
Yes.
had an opportunity to watch several of your shows now, and I
Oh,
am
wow.
so excited to continue to follow along. So thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm excited for, your like I mentioned prior to us going live, and hearing your perspectives and hearing just what you do and the amazing, extraordinary experiences that you bring. So yes, let's just get right into it. Could you give us a bit of a framework and detail in regard to being a holistic culinary coach? That's a unique uh, yes, I haven't heard that. You're the first one that I've ever encountered that's a culinary coach. So give us a bit of insight and how did that
Sure.
develop?
Yeah.
And yes.
So it kind of stems from the fact that honestly, I am a trained chef. I was trained
Oh
20
wow.
years ago and have done everything from cake decorating, wedding cakes, catering, working in restaurants. And I took to that old saying of never trust a skinny cook probably a little too close to heart. So a little later in my life, I started to experience a lot of issues. I developed diabetes. This transformed into several other things. And so I started really looking at the nutritional side of our food, um, as well as like the deliciousness of it. And so I was able to make, my apologies, I was able to make some adjustments for myself to deal with the chronic illnesses that I developed and live a more healthy lifestyle. And so I took my chef training, I took my nutrition training, and then I was like, you know what? I want to share this with other people because a lot of the people who are in that space are not coming to it from the perspective of having lived through it.
Mm,
They are trained, these are kind of the things that you need to do. And
right,
sometimes they don't understand a lot of the internal issues that can make changes hard because
right,
eating a salad instead of a hamburger can be really hard for a lot of people for very different reasons, from convenience to everything else.
mm,
And so having that unique experience is a lot of the things that I'm kind of bringing in. So I'm not really a trained medical professional. I'm a trained
right,
chef,
right,
but I know how to help people with kind of that other side. And how do you take healthy eating and make it something delicious that you can look
right,
forward to doing and supporting your body? And so I was like, I don't want to call myself like, anything that could be confused.
right,
So I take a whole body approach and I look at it from the perspective of a chef. And how do we eat healthy? And
right.
this is where we ended up.
Yes, yes, that's absolutely amazing. And thank you for giving us a bit of clarity in regard to that. And that is really a hot topic, I would say, health and making it delicious and fun because
Yeah.
people shy away from that because it seems like, in my perspective, all the bad food tastes really well. How can we move that energy, that
Yeah,
mindset to healthy food as well?
absolutely. And
Yeah.
and I think when a lot of people think of eating healthy, there is this preconceived notion that healthy equates to bland and
Mm,
boring.
mm,
And it
right,
does not have to be that way. And
right.
so I am all about helping people to find the excitement in healthy eating. Make it
Yes,
delicious.
yes. So when you sort of changed your diet and everything, did everything end up correcting itself as far as your health issues?
Mostly. So
Mostly.
there's some things in life that you can't completely and totally reverse because you
Right,
always have to manage it. So
right.
diabetes type 2, which is an
Mm,
underlying condition for a lot of the other illnesses, chronic illnesses that I developed,
right.
is never going to go away. I'm going to
Mm,
have to manage that for the rest of my life. But I can say that through the changes I've made, I no longer have to take medication on a daily basis.
wow.
I manage my blood sugar through diet and lifestyle,
Mm,
and I find a lot of joy in it. And by doing that, I've also come off of my blood pressure medication.
oh,
I
wow.
have come off of, I also developed an autonomic neuropathy, which is a whole nother topic, but I had medication that I was taking for that. I don't have to take that anymore. Um, and
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations. Yes.
so long story short, I have about 7 different medications that I had to take every day at one point in time.
Oh, wow.
And now I take one.
Oh, congratulations. And I'm thankful for people like you that can help encourage that lifestyle because yeah, I too have experienced yeah, some issues as well in regard to my eating. It catches up to you, so to speak. When you're young, seems like you're a garbage disposal and you don't feel it. But as you get older, yes, it taps you on the shoulder. No, you can't do that. The
We
doctor,
so
yeah,
feel it as we start to age.
right,
But really, by making changes, kind of figuring out what is really working for
mm,
us,
right,
we can almost kind of reverse some of that aging. Because
right.
I will be perfectly honest with you, I feel a lot more energy in my day now
Mm,
than I did 8, 9 years ago
right.
when I first started making changes
Mm.
to get myself here. Um, and so I'm excited about where things are going.
Yes, and it's amazing that you open up that the dialogue around that because oftentimes, people are very um, quiet in regard to the health issues, and no, we need to have these conversations,
Yeah.
and speak about a healthy lifestyle, and hopefully we can even get through to people before they encounter these problems. Like, hey, nip it in the bud. Don't wait until you have these issues and then try to make a change. If you can, do it now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, give us a few I'm not sure I'm saying this right, like examples of stuff that you make delicious that you like to make. Give us a few examples.
Okay. So, some of the things that I really kind of enjoy is I am not a you must be all plant-based or
Okay.
we're going all carnivore. I
Okay.
believe in a balanced diet. And so it's really about what you are putting together in order to keep things kind of where they need to be.
Okay.
Um, And this includes things like sweets. So
Mm.
I
I have a
know
weakness for sweets.
so
I
many
do.
people
Oh
do.
my gosh. Yeah.
And here's the thing. I'm going to make some people mad, and I apologize for that right now. But sugar is a drug. It is
I
addictive
hmm
and it causes chemical changes within our body.
Right.
Processed sugar has really only been around for about 100 years at this point. So for the tens of thousands of years that we have developed as human beings prior to that, we did so at a very low sugar intake. We still have that craving though, right? And so here's some really great tips. If you want something a little bit sweet, combine it with a protein.
Mm. Okay.
You can do this with like nuts. One of my absolute favorite go-tos. Plain yogurt, some kind of nuts. My personal favorite is either a pecan or a pistachio. Some people, my husband likes walnuts. Pick a nut, go crazy. A drizzle of honey,
Ooh. Yes.
and
Love them.
some kind of a fresh fruit, whether that's a strawberry, a blueberry. And here's the thing, you get that sweetness, but it's coming from natural sugars. And it does take our bodies longer for that natural sugar to break down and process through. So it does not spike our blood sugars, causing a lot of the other issues. And here's the really cool thing that most people don't realize, it does not create cravings.
Mm. Wow. Thank you for making us
Yeah.
aware of that. But yes, I love honey. Yes, that's it's delicious.
It's one of my favorites.
You're right.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is that, like drugs, sugar creates a craving.
Mhm.
And that
Right.
processed sugar, the more you eat of it, the more you want, and you will
Mhm.
never get enough. But the more you can cut it back, the less you're going to want it. But that inclination to have that little something sweet, it's really your body craving the phytonutrients that are available in a lot of fruits and vegetables. Um, and so if we feed our bodies that, then that kind of insatiable craving that we have, we stop experiencing that. And then that frees up so much of our life.
Wow. Wow. Yes. So yes, that's amazing, and thank you. So like you said uh a little bit earlier, you're not an advocate for just strictly vegetables, so you incorporate all kinds of meats and everything as well.
So I believe that you can have a little bit of everything
Okay.
from red meat, chicken, pork, eggs. It is your personal choice.
Mm.
And I completely respect people who choose not to consume those things
Right.
because of value reasons.
Yes.
But if that's not your objection, one of the things that specifically kind of about like meats is that when we had to go out and like hunt for all of, that section of our food,
Right.
we did not successfully do that on a daily basis.
Mm.
So we would ration out that bit of protein, and we might have like 2 to 3 ounces on kind of a daily basis that we
Okay.
would have in our diets.
Right.
And we do need proteins, but that's all we really need. It's
Right.
really been marketing that tells us
Mm.
that we want that 8-ounce steak or that
Right.
12-ounce steak. Or I don't
Right.
know if you've ever been to Texas, but there's a 72-ounce steak, and
Oh
there is
wow.
no one who needs that.
No. No.
No.
Like you said, marketing. Yeah. Yeah. So
Marketing.
yes. Yeah. We need our this culture, especially the Western culture, um, is centered around marketing and excess. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. At
And
our
and
at our health's expense.
and we have used consumption as a social status.
Mm. Right.
And I think a lot of us, I know I did when I was growing up, the people who could consume more were the people to be envied. And that's
Mm,
what I always aspired to get and be. But
right.
if we can change kind of that social construct so that it is not the excess, it's not the consumption that determines our social status,
Right.
then we can all get much healthier as a community and raise each other up and support
Yes.
each other in this way. And that's something that I'm very passionate about as well.
Yes. I totally agree with you, Maggie. And it it's like not only are we encouraged to consume more um, because of our uh, consumerism, capitalistic environment, and then on the flip side of that, medications are pushed. So it's like, okay, go
Yeah.
ahead and eat all this, and then we have this for you to take, and it's like, hold on, if you really think about it, no, it's like like this health issues are business, someone's making money off of this of us eating so much and then consuming the pills to put a band-aid over it.
Yeah.
And yes, yeah,
And what they don't tell you is that those are temporary fixes.
right.
And over time, they're going to have to continually increase the dosages that you take in order
Mm,
for you to get the same results. So it's going to become more and more expensive to get
right,
that relief in that artificial way.
right,
Whereas if you do it in the natural way, you actually end up saving yourself money on
right.
so many things.
Yes. Saving money, saving your health,
Saving your
just
health.
having a better, a life, style without uh all these issues and pains, that we really do to ourselves, you know.
Absolutely.
Right.
Y
That's amazing. And
You
thank
know
you,
what
Meg.
my favorite part about that is?
What?
When you raise yourself up to be living your best life and that healthy, not only is that a benefit for you, but then you become an example and a pillar for other people in your community to normalize it and make it so much more acceptable.
I
And
agree.
only true leaders, only people who are willing to be that forefront
Right.
are going to be the ones who are going to help us be able to make that bigger shift.
Mm, I agree. Oh, amazing. Well put. Yes. And yeah, because also uh it just seems like in our cultures, yeah, like you said, excess and bad food is has been like praised, and it's like, wait a minute, this is doing something to us. And not to really take it to a negative place, but a lot of people end up dying prematurely because of the diet that they have consumed for most of their life. And I've even heard some people say things like, no, I'm not going to change, I'm going to go enjoy myself as I live, and I'm not going to change. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to continue to eat this, this is the way I want, and it's like, all right. So
And I think a lot of that really comes back to that social expectation.
right.
Um, Giving up. So one of the things that I know a lot of people struggle with is that like there's when you go out with friends
Right.
and you're having like the beer and pizza, and for
Mm,
you to be the person who's like, no, one beer is all I need, and can I have a salad? Like, you don't want to be the person that's
right.
seen to do that. You
Mm,
want to be with your frat friends where that's not a consideration.
right.
And it's really a lot of what I talk about is more about how we can adjust our perspectives on that,
Mm,
um, and become like more leaders in our community in
right.
kind of changing that perception and being able to like talk about it clearly and openly.
Yes.
Like I'm excited that this is the new me.
Mm,
Um, do I feel awkward when I go to my friend's birthday party and I decline the cake? A little bit, but I'm
right.
there. I'm wishing them a happy birthday. They're understanding why I've declined the cake, and maybe people have less cake.
Right.
Maybe one other person, if one other person cuts that piece of cake in half and only has half of it, man, that is a good day for me. I'm just
Absolutely.
saying.
Absolutely. Yes. And I also think that if you get to that point where you can uh, have the strength and the courage to, not do that, people will start looking at you different. Like, maybe I should do that. Like you said, it's awkward at first, because
Yeah,
everybody has this group mentality. We all are doing this. How come you're not? But the more you stick to that, I think people will start to admire that, and especially the results from it. Like, okay, they're healthy and they look very good, and they're not always tired, and maybe I should do that. I think if you stick it through, it can,
yeah.
yeah,
People
yes,
want to follow strong leaders,
right,
and being able to consistently, not strongly, but consistently
right,
stick to what you have decided are your values
mm,
is really going to make the change.
right,
Um, and like full transparency, right? Because I am not a skinny person.
right.
And I have been overweight my entire life. When I was 11
Mm.
years old, I was already 200 pounds.
Oh, wow.
The highest I got to was about 350 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So, like, the number of years that I have carried the extra weight has been enormous. And I'm only 2 years
Mm,
into like really starting to see the changes. I
right.
have now gone from like 350 down to 197 as of this
Mm,
morning.
congratulations.
Thank you. But I'm continuing to make the changes. And like my friends can see it. They can
Right.
see that it's slow and gradual. But the friend that I haven't seen in a year is like, Maggie, what have you been
What are you
doing?
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, you
Right.
look good. You sound good. You
Mm,
have so much energy. You're going and doing so many new things.
right.
And so like it starts with the one little thing, but then it ripples out in your
Right.
entire life
Right.
and just becomes so much more joyful.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, for being, you know, courageous and sharing that with us, in regard to your weight. And I think that's totally amazing. And I know you will continue to make big strides. And yes, it's going to help you feel better and live longer, and just nothing but benefits. And it's amazing.
Yeah,
And your journey is a shining example, that other people, can do it as well. And it's amazing that, you've been through things so that you have more of a close ties to, and more passion, to be able to put forth towards other people to say, hey, I've been through this. I'm
yeah,
going through this now. So this is what we can do to help you. And I think that's amazing when you're coming from a place of experience to be able to reach out to other people.
absolutely. And
Yes.
I I enjoy it so much
Right.
when someone else like reaches out and they're like, I saw you do this thing and then I tried it and this is how it helped me. And I'm like,
Mm,
"Oh, really? Really? You got those good benefits? I'm so excited to hear that."
right.
And like that's just kind of an amazing thing. And I want to be able to like the big mission is to really be able to get that big shift in kind of what society expects and considers to be normal.
Right.
And you can't do that by hiding behind the shadows. And
Yes.
so if it takes me, you know, listening to other people question or criticize kind of where I'm coming from, I
Right.
am fully willing to stand at the front,
Mm,
and kind of take that
right.
so that the people that are coming behind me and with me, you know, don't have to face these things alone. And when
Right.
somebody else stands with me and is willing to say that, like, I feel so seen, so heard to have someone else be like, yeah, me too.
Yes, that's amazing, and I'm thankful for you and people like you that are willing to, like you said, place themselves in a place where they could be scrutinized, criticized in the name of the betterment of your health, your society, what we consider the norm. You're at the forefront of changing that culture, and it's amazing. And yes, I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So tell us a little bit about your hungry fox tales. Give us some insight on that.
So this is kind of an extension of kind of that other piece. So
Okay.
helping individuals is kind of that coaching side,
Right.
but this is more about getting more people involved and bringing the stories. So it's tales as in Tales. It's the stories that are around people who are struggling with access to nutritional food,
Okay.
because a lot of people are really in a position where they have to work 3 times as hard just to be able to get nutritional food for themselves,
Right.
because what is readily available, what is traditionally around, is highly processed,
Mm,
low nutrient,
right.
um and so I work with trying to pull together people from communities who care about getting access to
Mm,
be able to take ownership in their own communities and help make the changes that are going to bring in that accessibility and all of these things.
wow.
So it really is a volunteer organization to bring more volunteers in, because the more volunteers we get in, the greater our voice becomes and the more
Hmm.
impact that we can have with so many different things. So,
Wow.
as an example, last fall, I helped to put on a event at a community garden. It was just an open resource for people in a food desert. Like, the
Okay.
closest grocery store was 15 to 20 miles away from where they were living. And a
Wow.
lot of them do not have cars. They are dependent on public transportation to get them back and forth. So a trip to the grocery store can be an almost all day long event when you're waiting
Wow.
for a bus, having to do your shopping, waiting for a bus to get you back home. It depends on how many stops there are between your home and the grocery store and on the way back as to how long that's going to take you.
Mm,
So they had
wow.
a community garden, which was really just a yard that somebody had donated. We put raised beds in, and
Oh,
they
wow.
would grow food to give to the community. So you could
Wow.
go pick up cucumbers, you could go pick up tomatoes, you could go pick up lettuce, and you could take it home and you could feed
Wow.
it to your family.
Wow.
But they needed help. Like, they'd been running this garden for 5 or 10 years, but their raised beds had started to dilapidate. It was
Oh.
fall. They
Oh.
were looking at needing to, like, clean the whole thing out, and they needed extra hands because it
Mm,
was really just a couple of older ladies who was kind of running this. And as far as like planting seeds and these kind of things, they were doing pretty good. But
Mm,
when you had to like bring carpentry in it,
mm.
they needed more.
Yes.
So we helped bring extra people in to revitalize, rebuild the entire garden. So now they are set up to provide food for another 5 to 10 years
Oh,
out
wow.
of that garden for the community.
Amazing. Wow.
Right?
Yes. That sounds absolutely amazing. Yes,
Yeah.
and yes, that's another example of hopefully that can be a ripple effect for more projects like that to be everywhere.
Yeah. And
Jimmy,
that's one of my goals is
right.
is like the more that I can go through and get people involved, because one of the biggest struggles that nonprofits have is staffing.
Okay.
Being able to have like they generally get grants to provide services, but then they
Right.
have to get people to help execute them.
Mm,
And if I can just help bring in the people to help make the programs work, then they can take more of the grant funds that they get to really making impacts on the community. And so like helping to run events, helping to refurbish pantries. We have rebuilt shelves for a church pantry so
wow.
that they could, put more food on the shelves in a better form.
Oh, wow.
Um, these are like an hour, 2 hour events that we can go out and do, but the amount of ripple effect that that has, impact that it can bring to a community can be huge and amazing.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
when you come from the community and you've put your time and effort in to raise up the community, like you are so much more invested in like seeing it thrive, making it
Mm,
really good. And so like there is a whole like I keep saying community, but that's what a lot of it is.
yes. Yes.
Like
No,
it's
I
it's
understand. Yes. Amazing.
it's
Amazing.
that connection with the other people and you know tides rise all boats. We can all
Mm.
make this better together if we are all working in the same direction. So
Yes, yes. Beautifully orchestrated, Maggie. Yes. Amazing. Amazing. So how can while we're here, how can people find you? You have any links that you could audibly share with us while we're here?
yeah, so on Facebook, I am Margaret Tamez, like that's
Okay.
my full actual name.
All right.
And then Running Fox Living Food is the website that I have. So it's runningfoxlivingfood.mycanva.com.
Okay.
I host it through a Canva site. But
Oh, wow.
if you look up Running Fox or Hungry Fox Tales on Facebook or Instagram, um, you can get in contact with me there.
Right.
Uh, but I do a lot of my connection through social media, so Facebook and Instagram, kind of my best
Amazing.
place.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And of course, I'll be sure to incorporate those links because I believe you shared them with me to make sure that they're in the description of this segment as well. But I
Yeah.
just want to thank you again for being here and for sharing some of your amazing testimony, experiences, insight, knowledge. Thank you, especially in regard to health and better living. I think that's a very powerful, subject, modality
Yeah,
that we all need to tune into, and it's amazing.
absolutely. Thank you so much for giving me the time and the platform to be able to talk about it and share and hopefully connect with more people who are like, yeah, yeah, I like that. Let's do
Yes,
that.
you're very welcome, and it my honor and my pleasure to be able to be here, engaging with you, as someone like yourself. This is very motivating and inspiring to me, and just to be able to just share in the energy in regard to just any type of health, especially, our physical health. And it's just amazing. I love these type of dialogues, and
Yeah.
this is a treat for me, and I love it. And I'm so thankful for you bringing, you know, more value to not only myself, but to this platform and everybody else that tunes in. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, yes. And thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share this, leave comments, questions if you want. Yeah, share this, get this out there, get this amazing information out there, help the platform grow as well, and encourage more dialogue like this on other platforms as well. So thank you very much. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate you very much. I'm thankful for everyone that's tuning in. And until next time, see you soon. Love and appreciation to everyone. Enlightened, empowered, evolved.